we get to make 7 masters. What's the point of having 7 masters? Well, you put 5 in the stable, and each one that you put in increases the power of master. So we're gonna have 2 to have in party and 5 in the stable to just make him that much more interesting. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, we just fused our 7th master. So now what we do is we go in and we click stable and we click board. And what do we have here? 7 masters. Are you kidding me right now? Now take a look at the stats to the right hand side. Each time we stable master, he's gaining 11 attack, 9 health, and 15 speed. So we'll go ahead and click it once, put him in the stable, click it again. And we're just going to keep going until that bar is all the way filled up. And we'll be left with 2 fully powered masters in our stable. Ready for us to go kick some butt. Now if you notice, I didn't know this, but the statue in town, when you get number 1 in PvP, they actually make the statue of you. I think that's pretty darn cool. So now that we made 7 masters, we completely dominated number 1 last week in PvP, by the way. Let's jump in and get a new game going. So now notice, I was able to add 2 masters to the party, and they both are +5. Call it a 5 stack. So I'm going to leave Astali up front, and I'm actually going to change my pet really quick. I'm going to leave my health and everything the way it is right now. In fact, I may make one little adjustment here and there as we go through. Instead of Wolf Boy, I'm actually going to run with Quimby, and we're just going to go Alpha Strike. So Quimby attacks the weakest, and that's honestly the best thing about Master, is that his special is attack weakest. So we've got 2 attack weakest going on right here, and also a Quimby that's going to proc randomly. Now what I may do is change out Despair, and we'll see though. Let's see how we do. So I'm not even going to reset my stats right now. I'm going to run full tilt. Most players reset their stats or remove some gear. And I'm testing this live with you guys. Last week was 3v3, this is 4v4, so let's see what we can do. Also notice that 12x battle speed too is totally insane. I may need to turn that down so I can actually tell what's happening. Even 7x is hard to fathom what's going on, to be honest. Now, most people do not auto with this level of stat. Let me make one little quick change here. What I did was I unequipped basically some attack that broke my unity set, because what you'll find is when you're PvPing and you're autoing, the AI wants to use your heal, the heal skill. So by breaking the unity set, by putting in this set piece, basically what we're doing is forcing the AI not to use the unity heal skill. And I'm also dropping my stats a little bit. Let's give that a shot. $7x is still a little crazy. I may run these slow for a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and change it up a little bit and add a 5-stack Weembo. I'm also gonna change my accessory off of Astaroth's. It's a new accessory that just came. Oh, I can't actually change that right now. I'm gonna go ahead and add 5-stack Weembo in the mix here. Now keep in mind, this is playtesting live. I didn't do any pre-work. I'm not testing this out in advance to make a dope video where we just murder everybody. Give me a little bit of time to refine this live, and I'll show you what I'm thinking about as I'm reforming the team and changing accessories and things like that. Okay, so Weembo gave us a little bit of heals right there, which is good. I actually want to flip up. I want to flip back to Baronet. Okay, well. Because these are longer fights, I'm honestly thinking what I'm going to need to do is add some heals to the mix. What I'm thinking about doing right now is putting up a little bit extra buffer for a Sally. But that buffer also has some attack in Bobotum. Yeah, we could do that. That's a great suggestion. Let's fuse a Yenji right now. So we'll go ahead and rip off our Yenji really quick, and then we're gonna throw him into the mix in PvP here. What's interesting about Yenji, he's got 10% evade and 6% deflect. He's basically half Bobotum, half a Stally, with nowhere nearly as good as health, but still interesting nonetheless. So we kind of are in a total playground right now of invasion fusions. So let's go play with some of these. So notice we're gonna drop Bobotum and this is going to be interesting. Yeah, I was just adding, I was taking a look at the stats. He's pretty damn squishy, but not much squishier than... Yeah, what I'd really like to do is continue the 5-stack of a Stally. Bullies are very hard to get though, so if you ever get offered a bully, just bribe it. I'm telling you, just bribe it. I'm on like 3,000 runs-ish in R3, and I've gotten 3 bullies to this point. And now keep in mind, that first tank, right, that Yenji, he's actually there to just be a buffer for a Stally and to do some damage, while the rest of the team tears up the other guys. What I'd really like to do is make 7 Astallis. Two Astallis up front is just friggin' ridiculous. It's so OP. What I normally do is just split the 2 that I have and put them up front as a test, and that was pretty OP. I feel like we've got a pretty good mix here, although this could be tuned a lot more than it currently is. I like actually having a lot of health because when you're dead, you're doing no damage. Especially for PvP. Yeah, like in that case, I would have lost that fight, right? If I didn't have the stamina that I had. I'll probably grind PvP on Friday, and whatever I end up with is what I end up with. I'm not too enthused with the 2.5 damage rune that's available. So if I was really after the prize, last week I was after the pet roll. I was hoping for a Boiguh or a Crumb roll, and that's kind of why I went a little insane on Friday. I feel like we've got this setup tuned pretty well. 2 masters. What I would need to do to sort out 2 masters right now is actually up my health and sort of be an off tank. You know, 5v5, when I get a 5th, when it's 5v5, I'm gonna have 2 masters in the back. And that was kind of the point of this. In a 4v4, I don't feel that we can really run 2 masters right now. There's not enough buffer against the DPS. So what I was doing really quick was actually comparing Yenji's attack with Bobodom's attack, and was taking a quick look at the speed and the attack numbers to kind of compare the two. I wanted to do that really fast. Now keep in mind the Bobodom I have 1 in stable, so yeah, if you notice, the speed is almost on par with Bobodom, but the attack is much higher. And if we actually look, Yenji's got some interesting abilities. A spread heal, a 1 SP spread heal, a 2 SP drain, versus Bobodom's 1 SP drain and 2 SP spread heal. So not only does he do more damage, but he can also pop off a spread heal too. Next invasion, I'll probably go back and make 6 total Yenjis. I think he's pretty cool overall. I think he's going to be my go-to replacement for Bobodom, probably. Like in this case, if I didn't have Yenji right now, I'd be running Bobodom in that slot, and then Astali. In this case, I'm basically being able to retire Bobodom here. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the Astali here. Now the next thing I'll probably do is re-equip my full TS and run with full TS a few rounds. These 12x fights, man, what a game changer for them to give us a battle speed increase along with the super scroll. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but the 150% movement speed now applies to your battle speed, which honestly, when you talk about doing, for example, last week's PvP, where I was literally battling to the second. I mean, you can look at the spreadsheet. We're counting. I'm calculating every 30 minutes how much points each of the top 5 guys are putting up, right? And my goal when I'm running the whole 12-hour day on Friday is to be putting up more points per hour than the other guys. So what does that do, the super scroll? By unlocking a 12x battle speed, guess what? I can now put up more points per hour than my competitors. Now, they would need super scroll to stay even with me in the points per hour game. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. I'll actually share with you the real sheet that I used in my calculations as I was working to number 1 last week. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at that. So what I'm doing here is, as I'm actually playing throughout the day, I'm taking samples of the points. I'm literally like pausing for a second, taking a screenshot so I'm not losing points per hour, right? Taking a screenshot of the points, throwing it off on the taskbar, going back and starting a match, going off and typing in the spreadsheet. So now what am I doing? This was at 8:27 a.m. when I logged in. I was like, oh boy, we got a battle on our hands. I was in number 2. I had been passed by Fubanchi, right? And coming up on my tail was a quad 7. Now I'm like, okay, wow. So what did I do? I immediately got busy. So by 9:33 I took my next sample, and what did I show? I showed in between, hang on, let me move these, oh, I can't move these columns. Between 8:30 and 9:30 that I put up 84,000 points in that hour, right? Now, Fubanchi put up 116,000. A quad 7 put up 104,000 in that hour. Guess what's going to happen if I continue to put up 84,000 for that hour? I'm going to lose, right? They're going to pass me. So what did I need to do? I needed to up the points per hour that I was doing. Now, what does this all relate to? This all relates to that battle speed that I was just talking about with Super Scroll. So let's go back in here and let's open up one of these fights and talk about why this is such a game changer. Now, before, your cap speed was 5x, right? But now, look at this. My cap speed is 12x. Guess what? If I have 12, I'm now running the fights almost twice as fast. Now look at that. I just creamed that team. They're gone. Blendered them. Next, right? And this is exactly what we do on a Friday. Grind these fights, fight after fight after fight. And all these points per hour ultimately relate into what we're able to put up in that hour, which ultimately ends with who's the winner or not at the end of the match, at the end of the day. This is me grinding the entire day. How many points per sample I'm putting up. So I don't know if they really put that much thought into it before they just increase the battle speed. In my opinion, I don't know that you can really let Super Scroll be applied in PvP matches. I mean, maybe they are thinking about it. And maybe they are thinking that, well, damn, now the top guys are just going to even spend more. They're going to spend even more. And they're going to be able to eclipse the other guys in points. So, you know, that's sort of my take on the 12.5x thing. That's my take on making a run for number 1 in PvP in a week. That sort of gives you a sampling. It shows you how I sample and how I tweak my points. What I did, you know, that doesn't really tell you what I did to tweak my points per hour. But if you see my sample rate, I was getting smoked from 8:30 to 9:30. They were putting up quite a bit more than me. By the end of the day, once I made my changes, you start to see me eclipsing them. Now look at this sample rate right here. I'm putting up 78, they're putting up 55. I'm putting up 63, they're putting up 51, 64, 49. Now once that sample rate, once I'm putting up those points and I'm ahead already, there's no chance. So by 5 p.m., I was just basically like skating out in front and making sure that I was totally staying on top of them putting up points and staying on top of these sample rates. So this is kind of the side of this game where nobody's really going to share this with you, but when you're putting up that kind of time and that type of gem spend to put up 2 million points, you better be doing samples. If you're just throwing gems at the wall, you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm pretty happy with this team on auto right now. I'm a little sad that I can't include 2 masters in here, because that was kind of the point. But I'm pretty happy with this team makeup right now, as it stands. I am really looking forward to 5v5 with 2 masters. It's gonna be a riot. Now I did pick up another bully today, and I'm currently grinding to make 6 Astalis, so we could go make another Astali right now and run with 2 Astalis up front, which would be somewhat OP in my opinion. Why don't we do that? Let's go ahead and fuse another Astali here off that bully charm. Or should I save him? Should I save him? Maybe I'll save him for the 6x video. Yeah, I'm gonna save him. We're halfway there. We gotta save him for the 6x Astali video. Actually, we'll probably go 7x at this point. So I can run 2 Astalis up front with a 5 stack. So this is kind of what top 5 PvP looks like. I'm going to the sheet, I'm going into tickets, I'm calculating what my run speed is, I'm calculating how many tickets I'm gonna burn at what point ratio. I know how many runs per hour I'm making, how many and what total gems I need to run the entire day, how many tickets per day I'm using. For example, with a half-second run speed, a half-minute run speed, I'm running 14,000 tickets, PvP tickets, in a day, in a 24-hour day, obviously. And that ultimately relates to 172,000 gems, or about that much in cash, and that's how much points, at about 1,000. Now let's this calculation should be at about 1,200 now. That calculation at 1,200, I mean, you're doing what, almost 3.2 million in points in a 24-hour day, running 14,400 tickets with about a half-minute run speed. So again, when we talk about that run speed and that 12x fight boost, those 3v3 matches at 5x, they were 30 seconds. At 12x, they're probably going to be 10-second matches in 3v3. So let's do a little math here. If I made a new line and I made it a 0.1 run speed, do you know how many tickets per day I could use in a 24-hour day? That number is going to be quadruple. All these numbers will be times 4, basically. So I can't tell you if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Gold coin, guys. But what I can tell you is it's a complete and absolute game changer for top 5 PvP. And if you guys want that sheet, I've made it available, so you can make a copy of that sheet and use it for your own PvP endeavors, or poke into exactly what I was thinking about. I try to share everything, and it, I think not a lot of people, at least in PvP, really want to share what they're doing and share their sort of recipes and everything. I'm more open, and I'm gonna give you guys exactly what I'm using and how I'm doing it, and if you use that to beat me, great. I'm just gonna run some 12x fights and let you guys geek out at how quick this is. This is crazy. I know Saturday night, Sunday morning, rank 1 PvP means nothing, but we might as well just do that really quick. .5% block is the rune that's up for the grabs here. It's a pretty cool rune. I definitely want to place top 25, but I'm not so worried about running top 1 this round. Guys, I've got a tiny bit of deflect, and I just deflected 2 shots. Back to that whole range calculation thing. Another gold coin for you guys. Alright, this is where I open it up. Is there anything that you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see something specific? You want me to change something on the team? Only thing I ask that you do with that sheet is just provide credit and reference the stream when you can. Alright guys, well that's gonna wrap this video. We just ran up 30k points really quick. Our amazing tank Temu is 1 spot ahead of me here. Let's take a look at what the reward is on Gauntlet again this week. Right, the damage. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe for live raffles of friend slots and gift cards, one of which we're about to give away right now.